the destiny, the work of the human culture has to do with understanding the feminine. And so with Black Moon Lilith, also in Scorpio, Black Moon Lilith represents archetypes of the male and the female that have been destructive and damaging and also rewriting those archetypes and those stories. Now, what this means for all of us, because we all have male and female within us, is that it's time, it's our opportunity to claim the goddess into our lives. Now, what does that mean? The goddess energy is the divine feminine, and it can show up in a lot of ways. Ultimately, within us in the human culture, the shadow has to do with the feminine. It has to do with the cast aside parts of ourselves. We live in a materialistic world that does not value the feminine arts. It does not value intuition. It does not value slow and soft and meditative qualities, or healing. True healing is not supported in this society. And so this is like our patriarchal corporate bureaucracy that we live in, and there's no room for this divine feminine. So because we need money to survive, we and the feminine energy does not stack up dollars because it's invisible. It doesn't have inherent value. And so it's like inside all of us is this Lilith who's been cast into the underworld, and because she's misunderstood, because she wouldn't submit to the male patriarchy. And so she's cast into the underworld, and she becomes deep into the work of the monsters, and she's living in this place of the darkness. So this is the place within us that is the cast aside feminine, the dirty wretch, the whore, the crazy batty old woman. It's all of these archetypes, negative archetypes of the feminine, are all tied up in Lilith energy. And so literally we're all going in within and finding this poor wretch of a woman who's been living in the alleyways of life, and we're picking her up out of the gutter, and we're saying, hey, I want to value you again. So today we're going to come into the arms of the goddess and receive the help of the destiny, the human destiny of the goddess awakening within. And so on that note, let's go ahead and get into this activation and use this Venus goddess energy and Saturn, powerful Mars calling for change, calling for the breakdown in our lives, calling for the reality check. And also the reality check, of course, is in that shadow territory, our deepest inner depths of our intimate relationships, patterns, our early childhood patterns, our deepest wounds. All of it's up for review right now. So it's a great opportunity to step into the destiny of the goddess, and reclaim this self-compassion. So go ahead and allow yourself to arrive here in this moment, just taking a few deep breaths. Just feeling yourself coming into communication with Mother Earth Gaia, this beautiful goddess that we travel with our spaceship. Mother Earth is the first representation of the goddess in our lives, holding us in this reality. Together we journey. So go ahead and just feel yourself growing roots, becoming a part of the living being that is Gaia. Just feel yourself surrounded by her love, growing up around you like a comforting vine, like a lotus flower, just holding you in a warm, intimate embrace. The rebirth of the divine feminine, the reclamation of the dirty whore within, is our destiny as humans right now. The strength to face our shadow, heal and love and forgive and release. So we're going to use this big water energy, waterfall energy today to move these mountains. The mountains are stuck emotions around the disenfranchised part of yourself, the part of yourself that doesn't get to be who she or he really wants to be, the truth. So go ahead and be the mother energy to that part of yourself that's been cast aside. The part of yourself that said, no, you can't do that in this lifetime. You have to follow the rules. You have to do it the way everybody else does it. So go ahead and pick up that part of yourself that needs to be loved by the goddess and acknowledged. And goddess energy is intuition. It's gentleness. It's slow. It's meditation. It's creativity. It's love. It's compassion. And just feel yourself opening up your pores of your life, opening up to the energy of the goddess, feeling loved by life. And what does your life look like when you feel loved by life? When you feel nurtured by the universe? This is a 3D reality with sharp edges, and it's been a rough ride. But now it's time to come into a different dimensional frequency that's more round, that's more in balance between the male and the female, and feel the earth come into a more, feel your body harmonize with the roundness of the earth, the rounding out the corners of your life, sending compassionate waves of understanding through all of your relationships. You're just opening up to the blessings of the universe. Turning on the faucet, so to speak, to receive, wash away the old and receive the new. And just feeling the cleansing energy of water just washing over you. Finding all of the dark hidden corners. We compensate the darkness within our shadow, and that's usually the negative feelings about ourselves have to do with the feminine side. Do you see how we have all cast aside this part of ourselves? And it's time to reclaim our right to be whole and complete, to allow compassion and healing and love and gentleness to be a part of our lives. It is our spiritual path at this point to find new ways of peacefulness on the planet. So just feeling this peaceful, calm, deep lake forming within you. Letting whatever wants to come to the surface, whether it's emotions, realizations, or thoughts. Just let everything bubble to the surface. Imagine that you're cleansing away in like a transformational witch's cauldron all of the energies that are no longer serving you. Just cutting away, washing away, bubbling out, releasing, transforming. As these places within you open, feel the expansiveness of love and light coming into these places, and receive any information or images that might be helpful in understanding as what's leaving your space right now. What is it that you're completely ready after years and years of carrying around, or lifetimes, this story? What is it? What story for you is up for review? With all this powerful astrology breaking down everything we know, we thought to be true. Feel yourself surrender to the destiny of compassion in your life. self-compassion, vulnerability. There is no value for vulnerability. The feminine aspects of ourselves has been seen as weakness. But until we can find the strength of that vulnerability, we cannot come into balance on the planet or in the individual. So feel yourself just moving into the darkest, heaviest, tucked away, compensated places. What happens is we go through our life, and if we can't face or deal with the emotions that are happening, we tuck them away and we just get through. And now it's time to lighten our load. And typically you'll feel this in your body in tension. So go into that place of tension. Just pick a spot in your body and ask what's ready to be released. Today, here in this activation, this new moon in Scorpio, stepping into a commitment of the new you in 2017, the truth of you. Compassionate love towards the truth of who you really are is what this Scorpio energy is asking us to do. Be vulnerable and true to ourselves first. Just go ahead and find those spaces that are ready to be released. Be with them, bless them, and release them. Feel the washing, harmonizing mother's milk, the waters of Mother Earth, just washing over and cleansing and harmonizing your whole being, cell by cell, making more room for the light, this golden light of the sun. The beautiful activations that are happening right now on planet Earth. Releasing the heaviness of these stories is allowing us to soak up the energy of the sun. Allow for these DNA changes to happen, reprogramming, as these ancestral stories just fall away and stop having control over our life. So just see yourself stepping into the new. There's a threshold in front of you. And the threshold is your future without this story anymore. And go ahead and just put your toe over the line and just feel what it feels like over there. Feel the lightness in your being. Feel the love coming back into your cells. And when you're ready, just pretend and see yourself taking off a coat. This is a coat that's been passed on for generations through both family lines. Some sort of patchwork design, very complicated, that you have been wearing like a badge. And go ahead and just take off these stories of your ancestors and of the past, of your repeating patterns, and just feel how heavy it is and what's in there. What pictures need to come to be released? What is this all about for you? What is pictures are attached to the pain that you can take off this cloak and pull out that pain from your organs and your tissues and your bones and your muscles. Pull out that tension, pull out that heaviness, pull out that darkness. And when you're ready, just go ahead and take that coat off. Feel like the phoenix, a symbol of Scorpio, transformed, bursting into flames. The coat bursts into flames and pushes you over the threshold into the new you. And just feel yourself surrounded by this golden energy, your cells a little more open to receiving the light and the love of the universe. The feminine is about being receptive and quiet, another thing that is not at all valued in our society. So go ahead and allow for some quiet time right now and a commitment to this feminine quiet time in your life as a way to develop this self-compassion, this love, this balance, this reclamation of the feminine and the goddess rebirth. And just feel yourself step into this peace. Go ahead and bring your attention to your heart, the area of your heart. There's a vortex there. Just step into the portal of the heart and feel yourself coming into this still point, into this deep, deep peace. It's available to you at any time. Just remind yourself of this. Receiving an energy wave of harmonizing and healing all that's happening in your field right now. Just bringing you deeper in communication with Mother Earth, deeper into still point, deeper into the peace that is your birthright as a balanced and whole human, and male and female archetypes and expressions and energies. Feel yourself deeply at peace. Maybe you struggle with this male or female energy of being in a body and struggling with the archetypes of having to be in duality consciousness. Come out of duality consciousness into the still point of this now moment. There's no past, there's no future, there's only right now, right here, in deep peace. We're moving into the place where there is no polarity, and so it's a complete healing of all stories of archetypes, different sides, the battle of the sexes, just coming into deep oneness, deep reverence, deep love and forgiveness of both the divine masculine and feminine parts of ourselves. Just allowing that energy to infuse into your being in this peaceful still point, and just allow yourself the quiet, the receptive, intuitive, feminine energy of the goddess rebirth in your life for just a moment. Journeying through the portal of the heart, receiving any information or activation that might be helpful on your journey. Taking a few deep breaths. Just resting in that stillness and that still point, allowing yourself to really have this peace. The peace of feeling everything, you have everything you need. Completely cared for by this existence. Just taking a few deep breaths, feeling that peace reset your whole being, cell by cell, your whole aura, energy field, with the potential for peace and healing and harmonizing, washing away the old stories and the painful past, and feel yourself stepping into the new. Just taking a few deep breaths and beginning to come out of meditation gradually as you're ready, taking your time, staying in the heart-centered consciousness as long as it's comfortable for you. Staying in still point, it's a place available for you. Always remember, Mother Earth, Goddess Gaia is right here, ready to embrace you as you embrace the goddess within. So thank you so much for joining me. I'm Adrienne Elise, and when you're ready, you can go ahead and come out of meditation. Awakening is such a potent and powerful path, and I've dedicated my life to this process and figuring out how to harmonize it. And it's my passion to share this with you. So thank you so much for joining me. And for more information, you can check out adrienneelise.com for your individual reading or intuitive classes. Thank you so much for joining me for this activation. I look forward to next time.